Look into the face of your worst nightmare. The blood-curdling vision of the most terrifying creature you could ever imagine, staring straight at you, knowing your every thought, your every fear. He knows. He knows. Big boy Devo. Um, so today we have a new blue review of the 1991 TV movie Strays. I'm not even joking. That's how the movie starts off. Well, it actually starts off with an old lady, with an old lady wig on, going into her cellar to find some cat food because she's run out. She's a cat lady, and so she goes into her cellar, and then she starts seeing a ton of cats, and she's like, "Oh, we've got all kinds of new friends today." And she starts looking around, and then she turns around, and suddenly we hear, and then the camera zooms in. She's dead meat, or cat food, whichever. And so she's dead. Bright new day. This city couple and their young child are in from the city to look at the house, the old lady's house, and they're being shown it by the wife. This is Lindsay and Paul Jarrett. They're being shown it by the wife's sister, Claudia. Actually, that's the name of the actress, Claudia Christian, who's also in Hidden. She was also in Star Trek, I'm pretty sure, one of the Star Treks, and she plays Claire. So, they're being shown the house, and the husband, Paul, doesn't really like it. It's not his thing. He likes the city. He's a 90s lawyer, and but the wife, Lindsay, really loves it, loves the nature and everything, and loves the idea of fixing up the house. And I'm kind of with Lindsay because it sounds really nice, actually. But so they start moving in and everything, and then weird things start happening. Sinister, feline things start happening. The first kind of notice of something weird is going on is they get run off the road, basically, because Paul, and let's get this straight, Paul is a nice guy. Sometimes in these horror movies, the husband is a real asshole, and these are the things that Paul is trying to do. He didn't want to move to this house out here, but because his wife wants to move out there, and she loves it out there, and she doesn't want to live in the city anymore, he's like, okay. And when crazy shit starts happening, and the husband, he's like allergic to cats, and the wife starts she finds the mama cat and this little baby cat, and he's like, I'm literally allergic to cats, I can't do it. She's like, oh, come on. And then he's like, alright. But then this happens. He basically runs them off the road because he doesn't want to hit this cat, this black cat that comes out of nowhere, and then kind of slinks off, like. And we find out later that black cat, which looks a lot like the cat Church from Pet Sematary, not that one, but the old one, is the instigator for a gang of evil cats. That their only goal is to destroy and kill every human being. Or at least the ones in this house, anyway. They hate people to live in this house, which we find out later when the vet shows up after their dog is attacked by cats. That basically, we learn all these kind of weird facts from this vet who is very kind of he doesn't treat Paul very nice, and nobody treats Paul very nice, which is kind of sad. That's why I kind of felt okay. So there's another aspect of this film. So Claire, who is their real estate agent, and also Lindsay's sister, is coming on to Paul big time, and Paul's just like not into it, or he's oblivious to it basically. So I kind of feel like the writer of this movie had a little bit of a persecution complex because Paul is constantly being beset by, like, he has the cats pissing on him. He's got, like, his wife doesn't trust him even though he's not doing anything with her sister. Like, her sister's just coming on to him all the time. It's just, there's this overall feeling that Paul is just the big victim in this movie, and he is. But you get the feeling, you get the sense that the writer kind of had a little bit of a like complex as far as that goes. The guy who wrote it is actually Sean Cassidy, who was like a teen heartthrob in the early 70s. He did that song, I met her on a Sunday and my heart stood still. A do run, 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 a do run, run. Which no one remembers, but I do only because it was in the movie Stripes with Bill Murray, which is one of the greatest comedies of all time, which is really crazy because the husband in this movie, played by Timothy Busfield, that was the first movie he was ever in. He had a really small part in it. Anyway, back to the movie. We got Instigator Cat pissing all over bed sheets, marking its territory, basically, and causing havoc. The wife is kind of angry at the husband because she thinks the husband is doing something because she saw the husband and Sister Claire kissing in the foyer, but it was all Claire, like, thank you for helping me with my divorce, and then she kisses him, and he's like, what the fuck? Anyway, so we got the tension in the household. We have the vet coming over. That's a really funny scene where the vet is just kind of, because the dog gets attacked, and their dog, and he's holding it. He's like, he looks up at Paul, and he's like, owning a pet is a privilege, and just giving him a lot of shit, and then finally Paul's just like, look, can you do anything to help with this, like, cat problem we're having? And he turns around with a gun and points at him. You're like, whoa, holy crap. And he's like, it's a squirt gun. You'll cause severe psychological damage to the cats, but they'll leave you alone. So, it all kind of comes to a head when Paul is away doing lawyer stuff, and Lindsay and the little girl are all alone in this big house. And then Instigator Cat Church comes and just like brings his posse, and they all just converge on this house. And there's cats coming everywhere. And then you get a lot of scenes with like a fake cat on, you know how you do the fake cat and you're like pretending that it's real, and it's like and all that kind of stuff. So we get a lot of really cute, adorable cats. The movie's trying to make look menacing. They don't really, but either way, this is very fun. I highly recommend it. I think it's on Prime right now, Amazon Prime. So if you want to just check it out and not pay what I paid for it, it's on there now. I'm not going to ruin the ending because it's a lot of fun. It's not heavy horror. Like, I feel it's a TV movie, so you could probably watch this with your kids. There is some like slightly spooky stuff in it, but nothing really heavy. I just like cats, and this is a killer cat movie, so of course I'm gonna like it. Thank you for joining us for B Movie Euphoria's review of Strays. I'll see you next time. All right, have a good one.